micro, and he's losing Marines, and the other thing is, like, you're trying to catch Marines off guard. Well, yeah, that's great, but you're going into a pack of them.
Oh yeah, and every Zerg player knows that the last thing you want to do is try to pick off Marines that are in a line, in a line or in a batch where more than one or two of them can aim and shoot at you when you try to pick off one.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to remember, I mean, Marines are just like hard counter mutalists. The only reason why mutalists are like work against them is when they're small and they don't have medics and they aren't all grouped up. Yeah.
Or whenever they walk in the line like they were right now, where you can easily pick them off one by one. But when Marines are in the ball, I would not recommend engaging with mutalists because you're just gonna lose your mutas. And what some Terran players tend to do is they actually select their Marines and they target fire an individual mutalist. Yeah. And that actually does do a lot of damage.
I'm kind of liking. Oh yeah. Go for it.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm kind of liking this just push from Terror because he acknowledges like the map. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think Loser chooses the map, and now I'm thinking about it. I don't know why you would choose this map where it's so hard to take a third base on for a Zerg. But getting past that, I mean, he must know that base is there. I'm not even. Yeah, I think he just scanned there as well. But like, he was just going up there anyway because he just. I mean, like, where do you take a third base? I mean, I really like that.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing about Brood War is that it's so standard with build orders, and that really is the thing about Brood War is that if you're a talented player, you either execute the textbook build orders in the way that is pretty much perfect, or you come up with your own build order that dominates in a certain way.
Yeah. I'm surprised where not a lot of people do that. They don't out metagame or certain players, but.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if you caught that or not, but he did lose at least 3 or 4 mutalists in that engagement, and.
Oh yeah. He keeps on going there trying to micro, but then he just loses.
And here we go, the game number 1 all over again, and.
Yeah, I mean, this time he has lurkers, but they're not gonna morph in time. Well, he might be able to get this time where he can borrow them, but that's gonna be a lot of DPS from those Marines right there. There's absolutely no reason why the mutalists should be engaging right now. There's absolutely no reason why they should be engaging.
I guess what he was trying to do is just draw the fire from lurkers and
yeah, he didn't even GG.
Not even GG. Wow.
Yeah, so not the greatest play coming from LRM that game. Really not. But did ultimately. But Noobs did 2-0. So what do we saw? We saw Baraku. So it's 1-1 so far. Of both the games we've casted so far, because LRM won game 1, or series 1, this is series number 2, and Noobs won that. So yeah. So far fairly even. Yeah.
So can you elaborate a bit more on the Clan League thing, and is it something that IC Cup itself hosts, or is it something that was initiated by the community members?
I mean, there's like clans that like don't exist out of iCup, like Black Dragons. Like if you say their name on Team Liquid, no one knows who they are. It's like one of the clans that I follow, or the teams rather. Yeah, I think it's just something that iCup does. I mean, with Brood War, I mean it used to be a lot bigger. But with Brood War is like a tight knit community. Like everyone like knows each other. Like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're like a nobody caster. People like pick up your this new caster like Shimmy whatever. Like he's already having difficulty running this thing in window mode. Like that's like how like bizarre things like in the Brood War community. So like yeah, it's like run by iCup by two people, Graphy, iCup Graphy, and Hokaz, iCup Hokaz or whatever. Yeah, they're having some difficulty trying to. The problem is it's like really like people get really frustrated with it because like it's kind of hard because they like as of lately they haven't had like super admins because their super admin just left. So it's kind of like where I was, I guess, where like I didn't have any casters, but I didn't really care because I just casted everything. Because I'm a nobody. I just sit in my room and cast Brood War, but I mean.
I mean, you're doing it because you enjoy it, and that's
Yeah.
what it's all about. And whenever I compare StarCraft community, I compare it to I don't know, a small town where everyone knows everyone, and even if you don't, you're either nice to them or you just
Yeah,
not
yeah.
acknowledge them.
Yeah, pretty much. And then right now for like Clan League in general, they're doing the semis right now, and then finals like next week, I think, which I'm supposed to be casting. But then there's this other thing. Like I read somewhere that Hacklebeast was getting, and I was like, why is he casting Clan League? Like he hasn't done anything else. But whatever, I didn't really care. And then they're like, yo, can you cast it? And like, okay, but I thought it's really weird. I don't know what's really going on with it right now. But
Well, I guess I'll be able to cast more now too because my school's over. I am gonna go get my freaking math credit in summer school, but after that, I'm pretty much done with whatever crap I had to do.
pretty solid stuff, yeah.
So yeah, and let's get this game started. It looks like we're gonna do Sniper's Ridge again.
Yeah, I believe this week, all game ones of series are actually going to be on Sniper's Ridge, so we'll see how it's going to go down. But anyway, so spawning in the top left, there'll be LRM Evolutions Infected, or INF3 Acted, which I assume is going to be Infected. And spawning in the bottom left, it'll be Noobs Flip, yeah, as our yellow Zerg.
Yep, and it looks like it's gonna be the infamous ZVZ because I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy playing ZVZ, but watching it is quite boring because you do predict what kind of build order it's gonna be, what kind of engagement, and I will be quite happy to see some Hydra play in this game, to be quite honest, but I doubt that would happen because higher level players tend not to go Hydra build in ZVZ whatsoever.
Well, I've actually never seen Hydra in ZVZ before. But I did cast, but I would agree with you on, sorry to interrupt you, but I definitely agree with you with the, casting ZVZ is not the funnest thing. I had a night where I had to cast 3 straight hours of just it was like finals and they were like all Zergs, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
God.
And I'm like, yeah, it was not fun, but...
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, and that's quite interesting. I don't know why would he do this, but he sent his Overlord in a cross position, which, to be quite honest, is the most illogical thing to do as a Zerg player in ZVZ, because even if your opponent is cross-spawned, you would not... You would find that out a lot faster by going to drone scout.
Can I just interrupt you for a second? I was just seeing this guy's 8 PM go over 750.
Which one?
Infected. Like, Jesus Christ, that is high.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of spamming right there. But yeah, go continue. I'm sorry, I just want to say that.
Oh no, no worries. And it looks like it's gonna be a mirror build order, and we're gonna finally have some kind of It probably is going to be 6 Zerglings, 6 to 12 Zerglings out, just running around, and then if nothing happens, then it's going to be a mutalist engagement. And
yeah.
Let's just hope it's not going to go into a late game.
I've never seen a late game ZVZ, so I would not even know the idea of how to cast it. I think I've seen Ultras once, I think.
I do have to admit, ZVZ, late game ZVZ is a lot more exciting because there's such thing as Plague and then Snare, and it does really show Zerg as the ability kind of race, because most of the games, most of the things you see in ZVZ is micro and macro.
Yeah.
You don't really see this whole like spells kind of thing where you use Plague and Snare, and how efficient you are with it. And both are going layers.
Yeah, it's hard to really figure out like what to say at this moment, because it's like well, they're sending out 6 initial Zerglings and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I mean, I'd expect. I mean, this is gonna be a standard, like, now we're potentially gonna do a kind of like super aggression and really gonna like kill off one of the other players. So I'd agree that we would see more meatless battles, just in pretty much because we're seeing everything textbook right now. It's not going to be anything kind of ridiculous coming out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do have to notice that.
Even their speeds are identical, FYI. Just letting you know.
Oh yeah, Flip does have, well, had a bit more Zerglings. Now I think they're at the even count. But there really is nothing to talk about right now. They are pretty much just like a mirror. Both of their layers are done. Spires are going up. And it does look like Infected is going to try to attack right now. So let's see how that's going to go, and maybe that's going to be the game here.
Will it end the game? Let's see here. What does Flip have to defend? Well, he's not getting the best arc he can, so yeah, it's gonna have to come down. The hatchery might fall. Needs to be very
the thing about ZVZ is that it's all about being able to get a nice round on your opponent's Zerglings, which is what yellow Zerg named Flip is gonna do right now. And yep, he's gonna push him all the way back and force him to build more Zerglings, therefore having not enough larva and food to produce Mutalisks, and I think that Flip is gonna win this game.
You think Flip is gonna win? Well, I mean, I don't really understand. I mean, Infected was in a scenario where he could have continued attacking that hatchery, and he would have had a better arc from that engagement. I don't know why he wanted to push that to the ramp, but yeah.
I guess the reason to that is that because he did understand he's not going to be able to pick off that hatchery, and if he did commit to attacking the hatchery, he would lose all his lings, hence having no defense against Zerglings. So what he was trying to do is get into his main base and pick off a couple of drones, and he's in trouble right now.
Yeah, Flip actually just might win this game outright. Oh, yeah. He's got. I mean, he has 4 metals. He has 3 metals coming out right now. That hatchet is being target fired. That's going to go down. And at the same time, he's getting a nice scouting information. Maybe pick up 1 or 2 drones.
And yeah, I'm sorry if you hear like this buzzing noise. Someone decided to start vacuuming upstairs for some reason, but
that's all good. I can't hear anything.
Okay. Well, yeah. It looks like the. Oh my God. What's his name? Flip just picked off an Overlord, and supply capped Infected, I believe. Yeah, he supply capped Infected, and Infected is not even mining right now. He's in so much trouble. And
that's 750 APM. So.
Oh yeah. And as I predicted, he is gonna lose this game.
Yeah.
And I guess as a commentator, I shouldn't really say my predicaments and whatnot, because you tend I'm the kind of person who does take favors, not illogical kind of favors that, oh, this guy is purple, so I'm gonna say that he's gonna win, but something that makes a logical sense, you know. And there's a little engagement going on, and he's gonna lose all his mutas.
Yeah, and the one thing Infected had, that he had was 5 mutas left, but he only has 3 left of what I can see, and there's even Scourge there. Like, that's just like overkill. it's just like okay, so you're dead. I mean, I guess Infected's gonna continue trying to stay on this game. He put down a Sunken. The only thing he probably could do is just drone up, but now there's like Lings still in his base, so he can't really do anything. Nope,
and
he's gonna
he's building Lings. Oh my God! And there's the GG.
Oh.
Well, that was another ZVZ, and what can I say? I had hell of a fun commentating it.
I wanted to see him have super.
I do have to say that this game did prove my theory that ZVZ is boring to commentate, and
yeah.
But you gotta find something fun in it, I guess.
Yeah, that's better than having a co-caster, because you can get off topic, which is helpful. Okay, so let's see here. It will be game number 2 on Chain Reaction. Oh, okay. I need to refresh my memory on this map. I think I remember what it is, but it's been a while since I've cast it. Okay, so are you ready? Because that was pretty generic textbook ZVZ that Infected just could not win. If he's there.
Alright, so are we commentating a game on Chain Reaction now?
Yep. Let's do it. Chain reaction of what I remember.
Fitz, it seems like I can't hear you right now for some reason.
Can you hear me better now? Hold on, let me just introduce these players as... Okay, I leave... Oh, no. I can't hear you. Ha! This is bizarre. Let's figure this out. Why can he not hear me? Let's try... Oh, I know why. There you go. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
For whatever reason, I don't know why, but Skype wanted to mute, so let's try that again. Okay, anyway. But like I was saying, yeah, the next game's gonna be on Chain Reaction. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. I'll keep it on, like, on my other monitor just to make sure I don't accidentally mute myself again. So the next map's gonna be on Chain Reaction. I believe it's a tri-spawn map. I could be wrong, though. I'm trying to remember this map. Chain Reaction. No, it's not.
It looks
I'm
like
thinking of Pathways. I'm thinking of Pathways, yeah.
Looks like a 2-player map for all I know. And, it looks like...
Oh, I started a new game.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in, like, some random game, I guess. Alright, let me just leave this game and, join yours.
Let me see here. Chain reaction. I've already looked it up. Chain reaction. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know this map. Okay, so... Yeah, I'll have to point it out in game because it's kind of hard to point out through the map. But yeah, whenever you're ready.
Wait, are we live now?
Yeah, we know we're live. You just have to join my game.
Yeah, I am. Hold on. Oh, you changed the name on it, I guess.
Did I? It's still same word in game past.
Oh, okay.
Did it not work?
It says it's not found.
Okay. Add a 7 to both of the names, the passwords.
Alright.
Oh, well, don't join yet. I did a fighting spirit game. Let's not do that.
Alright.
Now do 7, 8 instead. Instead of just adding the 7, do an 8 as well. Because Brood War does not like to be awesome. Okay, chain reaction. Okay, we should be good to go.
Alright, and I'm in right now, so,
do it.
Yeah.
Okay, chain reaction is gonna be an interesting game if they start using the map thing. So spawning at the 3 o'clock, it'll be the red Zerg. It'll be Noobs Flip here. And spawning at that 9 o'clock, it'll be the yellow Zerg Infected.
And I don't know if you saw that, but what was that little chat thing about? Okay, I leave now, GG. And I think it was Terra who typed that.
Oh, maybe he may have left the game to host it. Maybe.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
That can be it. Sometimes you just see like a player's leave right instantaneously when the game starts because neither player can host, so they're like, which I don't get why people can't host, but whatever. So, oh yeah.
Well, which is what I usually do is a low latency thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I just want to talk about this map real quick.
Alright.
Okay, so chain reaction can be a very, very bizarre map. So you have a reverse ramp, which can make contains on ZVZ, very potential. Okay, let's see here. Then if you go behind like the bases, there's actually you can mine out this the mineral patch over here. You can even put like a macro, you can put like a proxy hatchery down there, and you could go for like a link bust. You can also kill off. You can't kill off the temple because they're stacked. Yeah, I've seen that being done a lot on Snap actually, but we'll see.
Well, it is another ZVZ right now, and it looks like Yellow Zerg named Infected's actually gonna go for 12 hatch or a 12 pool because he does have those 12 drones out, and it looks like Flip actually went for an. I don't know if it was an over pool or a 9 pool with gas, but he is going with an aggressive kind of build order.
Yeah, he put gas before. He put like the gas before, and then he put down the pool. whatever that build order is. But.
Oh, so that's I believe, don't take my word for it, but I believe it's like 50 or 100 gas advantage, something like that. And the standard transition is usually one hatch Mutalisks or like fast layer kind of build order.
Okay, so yeah, that's about what we're saying then. So I mean one hatch that could prove to be effective. But I mean, Infected already scouting this, so I mean he should be well versed in how to defend this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised for an Evo chamber to be placed down.
Oh yeah, but the problem is right now is that his spawning pool is not even done yet, and he did go for a 12 hatch and 4 lings are out.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's not gonna Flip is not, however, gonna dedicate himself all into the harassment. He's just gonna send 4 lings and keep on droning up.
Yeah.
Because he did build drones, and never mind, he is building 2 more lings, but I guess that's more for defensive purpose. And looks like Infected's actually going for a layer, so that's the response that he's gonna have to the fast layer, the one of the Flip.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Infected looks like he's gonna be able to hold this though. He has more lings in general anyway, and he's gonna be able to just set up like a line with Zerglings right there. So his layer's gonna be a little bit behind. So I wouldn't be surprised for the Spire to be placed down, which he's doing. So. You know, lurkers would be really awesome in CVC.
And I do have to say that lurkers do tend to get a lot more common in late games because you're not really able to defend your 3rd and 4th hatchery against Zerglings with Mutalisks because you use them for harassment.
Yeah.
And people tend to use lurkers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're stationary units. They're awesome.
Oh yeah.
Probably my favorite Zerg unit, other than the Queen.
And in ZVZ, it's actually, they're very great for harassment and drops because ZVZ Mutalisk is a dominant unit. Oh, yeah. And if you go Lurker Defiler, because Defiler is the first unit that you get in the Hive tech, you get it even before Lurkers. Mm-hmm. So if you go Dark Swarm with Lurkers at your enemy's base, then you can pretty much destroy it, no problem.
Yeah.
So what are we seeing now? We're seeing a lot of links running into Yellow's main base. Infected is going to lose a lot of drones here, and he was not being careful there.
Yeah, Infected is taking a lot of drone. I mean, he's already lost 1 or 2 drones before. But, you know, at the same time, we're actually seeing Infected get a ling into the main base, but the difference is that there's a sunken there, and he didn't lose a single drone. So...
And that's the thing about Infected, because he did have an advantage, because 2 hatch, 2 hatch into a layer, and then Mutalisk is a lot more advantages over 1 hatch Muta, because sure, your opponent might have Mutalisks earlier than yours, but it's not going to be that much earlier to put you back far. And by the time he has 3 or 4 Mutalisks out, you'll have 6, and therefore you are in a lot of more advantage than your opponent is.
Yeah, he's not even producing Mutalisks. He has like what, 5 drones, and he's just continuing to produce. Well, he's getting Scourge out now, but he was just producing lings right now, so he's gonna go for another ling heavy attack. But I mean, he's already gonna be a creep colony, probably sunk in 2 of them actually. They're probably gonna be up by the time those lings are in the base.
In my opinion, he's just being how do you say? He's just being mannerless right now, just trying to stall for as long as he can, because he knows he can't do anything at this point, because he's well aware of the sunken colony, and there's 2 more being placed and actually about to be done. He's trying to pick off some drones, but his efforts are not gonna pay off, and GG's.
And GG, so we are seeing Noobs 2-1 in this series so far. I don't know who won the 2v2 series, but regardless, apparently no one left the game. It just says has left the game. I don't know. I don't know what's that about, but all right. So that game kind of I don't know, just like build order difference. I feel like nothing really you can like talk about that game really at all.
Oh yeah, I mean it was very standard ZVZ, and let's just hope the next game we're gonna commentate is gonna be something not ZVZ for a change.
I know, right? Just do keep on doing 7-8, I guess. Okay, so our last series of LRM versus Noobs will be LRM's Madhum, I don't even know who these people are. Okay, Sniper's Ridge again. We're getting to know this map pretty well. So...
It looks like a swastika.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. There's like a lot of maps. Like, doesn't matter. Like, yeah, Brood War, StarCraft 2. The maps just end up looking like that. It's just bizarre. I cannot tell you why.
Yeah. And that's the thing that shocked me about this map first is that I'm watching a pro league and I see them showing this map and I was kind of surprised it passed the censorship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's totally true. So,
all right, and
you go introduce them. I've already introduced them before. Go ahead.
All right, so it's LRM Medino, and he's the white Terran at the bottom. 7 o'clock ish, 8 position, and the purple Zerg is Games with 3 Z's in the end, and he's at the 11 o'clock position.
People in Brood War have the most creative, weird names ever.
Oh yeah, and it's actually quite interesting the fact that I came up with my nickname, which originally was Iron Frost, when I was 8 for Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, now I'm trying to log into, now I'm trying to register for all these different video games and whatnot, and my nickname is taken in all of them, even my email.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the problem with Fitz, though, I mean, it's like such a, there is a StarCraft 2 pro gamer called Fitzy. It's like pretty common name. I don't know. I think I need to change my name up a little bit more, but whatever. For the sake of Brood War, I'm Fitz.
Yeah, but to all you Brood War players, don't use Fitz or Iron Frost. They're copyrighted by us.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I mean, you don't even know if they're on Battle.net, though. I mean, that could be something else.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just playing around because for all you know, you're not gonna know who's gonna use your name and whatnot. And it looks like he might go for a 3rd hatch, or never mind, he's just drone scouting.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see some mech, that's for sure. And I do like seeing mech in ZVT because it's a bit less standard. It tends to go into wraiths, harassment, or an early drop kind of thing, or a vulture push.
Yeah, and Madinho is going for a gas collection on the main base, so mutalisks are not going to be an option here, which would definitely help against mech, or at least in the early stages.
And to be quite honest, I do not understand why he's going to gas steel, because I do know that Hydralisks are a counter to vultures and whatnot, but the situation he's in right now, it is quite useless to just throw down 100 minerals because he barely has any to build marines right now.
Yeah.
Any kind of defense.
Yeah, I don't really know what's up with that, to be completely honest. I mean, I think it just might be just because Mutalisk would probably be the greatest thing to start countering mech for the early stages without Goliath out, which, I mean, not going to say Goliath are, the best thing to hard counter Mutalisks, but, I mean, they're not going to be out for a little while, so they're going to be able to pick off any kind of reinforcing tanks and stuff, so...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And, look, notice the pro placement of the factory, which, does make this, wall... I believe it is Zergling proof, but he was supply capped for a while until just now.
Yeah, so, I mean, one base mech. Well, I think you probably have to do this. I mean, you can't really, I mean, I feel like, yeah, no, he's actually taking the starport, actually, oddly enough. So, yeah, I guess it's going to be starport into expand, but Wraith Harass, I guess, would be the option right now. The other thing
sorry, and I do see armory going up and machine shop at the same time, which is a very weird combination, to be quite honest.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen this build so popular, but what tends to happen is they'll put down. I think we're going to be seeing a very Goliath heavy army. I think it's a way to combat Mutalisks very effectively. But the thing is you get a ton of Goliath out, and then you just start taking the front door. I've seen 2 games of this. it's worked in one, it's failed in the other. So that might be what we're doing, or we're just getting upgrades. What's that upgrade?
Where?
Coming out of the armory. Is that air defense?
No, it's ground defense.
Okay, it's ground defense. Okay, I was like.
And I do have to note that he's not going for a wraith harassment. In fact, he's actually gonna. Looks like he's gonna go for a vulture drop, and I do see Hydra Den, and he's going for a lurker. He's going for a lurker research, which is quite odd because normally at this in this kind of game you go for a mass Hydra, and then later you transition into lurkers with Defiler because lurker and Defiler and like Hive Tech in general really good counter to mass Goliath and siege tanks.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think we're just kind of seeing, you know, just players just not reacting to what they're seeing. In a way, I mean, I feel like this is like what we should have seen from the first series. You know, like two base lurker to defend against a bio push, but now we're seeing lurkers against mech, and you know that's just not generally that good.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's the wonders of Brood War is that
we've been getting Valkyries.
Yeah, people go with the most weirdest, straight up, just bogus build orders, and oh my god, 4 vultures in his main base, and there's no defenses whatsoever, and this is bad. It looks like he's just gonna try to pick them off with drones, but he's not gonna have much luck with that.
Oh,
and this is horrible. Oh my god, he sniped at mine just in time, or else it would have blown up all those drones and hydrants.
This has done so much damage.
Oh yeah. And talk about being efficient, he did not lose a single vulture as of yet.
Yeah, and that +1 armor is going to start kicking in fairly. I mean, it's about 75% done, 80% done now. So, you know, with that, I mean, it's going to be able to do a good amount of damage. Now they're going to be able to survive that much longer.
Oh yeah, and the smartest thing to do as a Zerg right now is to put down a Spire, and I do not see any kind of logical explanation to his choice of counter whatsoever right now.
Okay, putting on the Spire?
Because his Spire is done right now, and if I was him, I would cancel it.
Yeah.
I guess he did force him to build 2 Valkyries though for some reason. So.
I don't know. I mean, like Valkyrie. I mean, I was assuming Goliath. Like I've seen that. But, you know, I don't think he was actually anticipating this to do so much damage. I mean, like, how many kills did the... Okay, finally cleaned up. I didn't even know which damage was done, but, like, that was a lot of damage done.
And last thing he wants to do... Oh, my God. And the Zerg did do that. I don't know if you caught it at the main base.
Something went off. A Spider-Man went off, killed off too.
Because what the Zerg did is he actually... I don't know if you know this glitch where you can move your larva to the left side of the hatchery.
No, I didn't know that, no.
And he did do that, and mines are set off by larva, and he killed 3 drones with that mine.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now he's getting like Goliath range, still getting Valkyrie. Like he's going like hard counted mutalisks. But the thing is, well, he's going mutalisks. Okay.
And
scout, please. I don't, mad, you know.
Oh my god, those lurkers are just gonna walk into the mines.
No, I think he's just going on the ridge, thankfully.
He actually did, one of them is at 36 HP right now, and
yeah.
This really shows that he's either confused and doesn't know how to respond to this kind of attack, and bad engagement timing, especially with Mutalisks against Valkyries. Last thing you want to do is stack them all up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Madden Ho is just like metagaming game, I guess,
yeah.
to say the least. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, game has really not shown any kind of adept skill of how to react to something. I mean, we saw reacting to a bio push, which would have worked game series number 1. But I mean, you see vultures coming out. That's not gonna. Lurkers aren't. Well, I guess lurkers aren't terrible against that. But I mean, a dropship comes in. Yeah, he just hasn't reacted well at all.
And it looks like those lurkers are not even a hole, just a random thing. And he is going for a third hatch, which is I guess the first logically correct decision, I think, or that makes any kind of sense that he did do this game.
He's even getting air carapace, which I don't even know why you should be going air when he's going like counter to air anyway. What do you think on that? I don't agree with that at all. But
sorry, I was just yawning. Well, unless he's gonna manage to build however many, 12 queens, and maybe 12 guardians and a couple devours and a scourge, then it would make some sense, you know. And you can spawn some broodlings and whatnot and kill Goliaths. But we're not gonna see that this game. We're gonna see just some. He's just doing it because he can.
I mean, he killed off the Valkyries though. But
but yeah, he has 2 mutas right now, just trying to kill that one Goliath, and it does look like he manages to do that.
Yeah. Surprisingly, but there's another Goliath there, so
he is gonna try to pick at least one tank off, but no.
Okay, so I mean, we've seen Bizarre opening from Maddenho, going like Valkyrie opening, which you never see. We also saw like, okay, now we're starting to see like a really okay, now here comes like the mass Goliath like I was talking about earlier.
But
yeah,
I do have to say I understand Maddenho's Valkyries, because he did build them only once he saw the spire with his vultures, so it does make some logical sense. But other than that, it looks like what's his name, Games is actually getting back into the game right now, because he actually does something what he was supposed to be doing a long time ago, and that's building mass Hydra.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna say. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
He does not have his hive tech yet, and it's 11 minutes into the game, and he should be getting that soon, but.
Yeah, he's just starting his Queen's Nest, so it looks like it's gonna be on the way. I mean, Maddenho definitely knows what he's doing. I just think it's like, I don't think it's like a bad way to handle it. It's just like you do not see that as the normal reaction to it. I mean, Valkyries are so high up the tech tree and they're so expensive, you don't normally get them. It's like, to me, it was like, as Protoss, you see like 3 hatch mutalists and be like, instead of going Corsair, you just go like Scout with fleet beacon upgrades with like increased range and movement speed, which probably can work, but it's just like such a weird way to handle it. That's the way. That's like the way I look at it, like right there. But what happened?
But the thing is about Valkyries that they do enable you to go for an Overlord hunt, which is quite a significant thing, because Zerg does tend to spread Overlords all over the map with especially in ZVT, because you want to know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a great way to deny scouting too.
Oh yeah, and that's the logical that's the logic behind going Valkyries for most Terran players these days, is that you can go Overlord hunt, you can deny Mutalisk with just one Valkyrie and a couple turrets.
Yeah. Surprised then, like, how efficient they are, why you just don't see them that often, but what have you.
Oh yeah, and it does look like they're gonna engage right now, and really bad siege tank placement. I guess he was not expecting that as of yet.
Yeah. Those Hydra could just like those Goliaths are just gonna funnel into like 20 Hydras, which not the optimal position, as they do have +1. Mac does have 1/1 though, so you know, Terran has an upgraded advantage. Probably gonna get science facility out right now, which he's doing for those further upgrades. Sending up that dropship again, so maybe he's gonna do some super harass with 4 vultures again.
Oh yeah, and he still has that mine in his main base, so he is aware that there's no static defense there whatsoever, and it does look like he's going to Greater Spire. And I just do not understand a logical. I don't understand the logic behind that. He's going to Greater Spire.
Yeah, and he's actually going Goliath Raw.
Maybe he is going the build order that I was predicting with 12 queens and whatnot. You'll never know.
Well, yeah. That would be the first time I've ever seen that build order. Greater Spire in this scenario. I mean, you must know that. I mean, Goliath do half their damage to Mutalisks. When they morph, they do their full damage. And when you have mass Goliath, they're just gonna get decimated everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Which I cannot comprehend why he's going Great Spire, because it's just gotta be. Now he's just making more. He's just making himself to be more countered than he already is.
Well, I guess he's maybe a D-level player or so, and his assumption is that Goliaths do have a higher range than that Guardians have a higher range than Goliaths, which is not true.
Yeah.
Which is a big misunderstanding, not a misunderstanding, but a confusion a lot of Zerg players have.
Yeah.
Is that they assume that Goliaths have lower range than Guardians.
But no.
Yep, and I learned it the hard way after a couple games where I'd go Greater Spire against Mass Goliaths, and I was quite disappointed to find out that Guardians are not really the units with the furthest range for air.
Yeah, so we see 9 Guardians morphing right now. So the thing you have to be worrisome about Guardians is that they're very slow, and you really need to have the Hydra under them to really make them cost effective at all.
Oh yeah, and I do have to admit that his army is it does look like it can manage to counter whatever Terran named Medino has right now, because he has a lot of Goliaths, he has Hydras, he has Lynx, so he could do a lot of damage right now, and there's no science vessels, at least I don't see any yet.
Yeah.
And that's the problem right now, that Medino has no science vessels, and it might cost him the game.
So we'll see if these Goliaths will do enough damage though, but the tanks are going to be... Oh, wow.
Oh my god, and... No, it does look like he might do just enough damage, because once all the Goliaths are dead, the tanks are useless against Guardians, and that is something I would expect least right now, is that a person who made so many illogical decisions in the game is actually having an advantage right now and pretty much decimating his opponent.
This is when the Valkyrie would come back into production, which he's doing right now. So, but now he's taking the middle line of the third. So the third had to lift off. Yeah. So I guess Games is actually, you got a win on this. Surprisingly, after us ripping on him for so long. But
yeah,
I mean, bizarre game.
And that's the thing though. The thing about Zerg is at this point, Terran has to either dedicate his production to building tanks or Goliaths and Valkyries, and for Zerg you can tank switch like no tomorrow, because you already have all the buildings, you just build different things from the larva.
Yeah.
So and that's what I do like about Zerg as a race, is that they are the most versatile race when it comes to the counter, that you can tank switch in no time.
Yeah. Very true. Well, at least in the late game. I mean, sometimes in the late game is very easy to tank switch.
Oh yeah.
Terran, I mean, you have to like, I mean, he must be, I wish this game was like alive, I just want to see that guy's reaction to be like, oh, what just happened? How could I lose?
Oh yeah.
And just like, I mean, especially with like that like early game pressure that happened, like the Volt drop, like how much mining time did he lose? Plus like the drones he lost, plus like viable, like, I engaged, he needed more tanks, probably, to kill off the Hydra, which then, you know, allowed the Goliath to do that stuff. Science Vessel wasn't good too.
Well, I guess the problem there was because that his logic was, okay, I've done enough damage right now, I'm just gonna sit back and macro up and not really care about what's going on in my opponent's base. And that is true, because he did not scout, he was not really bothering to see what's in his opponent's main base. He just assumed that, look, that guy's gonna go mass Hydras, or he's just gonna go all in mutas, and I'm just gonna counter that.
Yeah, that was very bizarre winning game. But anyway, Zerg did win. Games did win. Very interesting. Not standard. Very good game to watch.
Oh yeah, and I mean I did enjoy watching that game because there were so many illogical and unpredictable things happening, especially especially the fact that the Zerg player won was quite unpredictable to me.
Yeah, I would give my money to the Terran. for 100% for the time, I would definitely do that. But okay, so game number 2 though, it's gonna be on Fighting Spirit. So we'll see how that's gonna go down. This is gonna allow Terran to 3-base much more effectively if that's what they'd like to do. That third is a little bit harder to take off, especially since he was expanding to his opponent last game. So spawning in the bottom right, it'll be LRM's Evolutions, Maddenho, who didn't really, had a very, meta game build, but, games didn't go meta. So, I don't know. That's like the weird thing. Like, it's like he tried to meta him, which he kind of did, but not really, so his build order didn't really work out too well.
And look at that. Look at this thing. Age.
Yeah. Oh.
Games is just enjoying himself right now. He's probably just thinking right now, oh my god, I just owned that guy and I'm going to talk crap to him.
So, yeah.
And
Exactly right there. I'm so pissed off right now. Well, me too. Alright, and then spotting in the bottom left, none other than one of my favorite players right now. It'll be Games. And, I mean, you can even look at the APM differences of these players. This guy's spamming up to, like, he was up to 600, he's around 400 now. He's, like, at 80.
Who is?
Games is, like, and it's just, like, that's how weird it is, and wow.
Well, I guess the thing about Games is that, he's not going meta build. Maybe he doesn't even know the whole build order thing. He just does something by some kind of subconscious
decision making
reasoning.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to explain it any other way because he does quite weird things, I have to say.
Yeah, I honestly can't really tell you how Manho lost last game, but I'm gonna go change the overlay colors. And also, Games won last game, so I should change that overlay. I always tend to forget this part.
Well, what kind of
what?
So.
What kind of what?
Overlay.
Oh, I'm using yours.
Oh, and but back to the game, he's actually going for the same exact build order. Medino's actually doing mech again.
Oh. I wonder if it's gonna work this game because it was a pretty good build order. It's just like the problem though is like it's not a good build order against Games though because he doesn't go with traditional units. Yeah.
Excuse me.
So we'll see what he's going in this game. We'll see if he's gonna go Creator Spire Tech again.
Oh yeah, and that's what I want to see. I want to see if Medino, because Medino's actually doing the exact same things he did last game, even with the factory thing and whatnot. But I guess what he expects is a different build order from his opponent because he did not deny his gas this time. But it will be very sad, and I think Medina will be very pissed if his opponent is going to go for the exact same build order and the same scenario will happen again.
Yeah, and I mean the other thing though is Games. I don't know if that was just his plan from the get-go or just it just happened because every logical decision making from that game was not in Games' favor last game. So, I'd have to assume that's just a premeditated build order, he's just going for it anyway. But it worked. And, but I'll be interested, though, if he's going to be able to react to a potential drop. He's getting down that starport again, and he's probably going to put down that, machine shop fairly shortly. So, going to be getting those Spider-Man back in the main base. We'll see how he's going to react to that.
And guess what? We're going to have a layer up again.
Yep.
And it looks like it's gonna be Spire Tech all over again because normally, whenever Zerg sees his opponent go in mech, in this case, a third macro hash goes down and Hydralisk then.
Yeah. Sorry, that was my awesome mom asking if I wanted mashed potatoes and chicken or something else that I didn't really care about. So I'm gonna have some awesome dinner tonight.
Oh, you're so lucky. I don't know what I'm gonna have right now because I'm in the basement and I told everyone not to bother me.
Leave me alone, people. Just leave me alone. But the only thing is, I'm having dinner and I've only been up for 2 hours. I slept till like 2:30. I feel pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't slept. It's been a crazy night because my friend is leaving and whatnot, so I might never see him again.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that night is unforgettable. A lot of things are broken.
Oh. It's just. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
But it looks like he's gonna send a single Zergling to see what's up, and it does look like there's a lot more Marines because he was expecting a Zergling push. I'm guessing.
You know, I feel like that you just don't even bother scouting games. Just don't bother. Just like at this point, and just assume that he's doing some crazy shenanigans and just do whatever the hell you want to do. And just
talk about crazy shenanigans. We're seeing a science vessel coming up before anything else, and Irradiate's getting researched. So he's probably just gonna go for this eraser kind of thing because he has 5 Marines, no 6. He has science vessel coming up, and he has Irradiate researching.
Eraser is a pro gamer, I'm guessing.
I'm guessing it's gonna be.
Huh?
Eraser?
Yeah, is he a pro gamer?
No, eraser trick is like when you irradiate your science vessel.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't know the name for the actual trick. I know what you do. He's talking about if you irradiate two of your science vessels over, and then you have them go over a mineral line.
Yeah.
They do that damage to the drones, and it's really effective.
Oh yeah, and that's I think what it's gonna be. Either that or he's going bio.
Okay, that's different from last game. But he stopped after 1, though. He didn't. He's not producing a second science vessel. He doesn't have gas.
So he's not going. Either he's not going to racer, or he's just gonna try to push early. And I guess the logic behind the whole science vessel thing was getting it because he wasn't expecting lurkers, because he did see that layer early, and actually, did he?
Yeah, well, so, I mean, I guess we're seeing... Okay, so now we're seeing Hydroden, so we're seeing Mass Muta. Okay, so this is looking a little bit more standard. I don't know why Games is such a wacky player last game, but... You know, it's kind of thrown... I mean, but the problem is... I mean, Madho is, somewhat contained off of one base right now.
Oh, yeah, and that's the problem, because once those lurkers are going to be out, it's going to be hard to break from this contain, and, he really needs his natural base, because right now all he's going to have is Marines and 1 science vessel. He's really short on gas. He's not going to be able to produce tanks. Therefore, he's not going to be able to engage or harass any kind of expansions or anything like that. And
I'm going to be guessing, though. I mean not... Oh, that's going to be nice. Oh, wow. He still has a separate... Okay, there we go. That was a nice radiate on that flock. But the other thing to note, though, is, I mean, he took his 3rd base and instantly got that 3rd gas. So it leads me to believe he's eventually going to transition to Spire Tech, or into, Hive Tech, and then get a greater Spire Tech, like in the last game, maybe. And he's committing, too. He's also getting that +1 carapace.
Oh, yeah, and in this game, it would make a lot more sense to go Hive Tech and Greater Spire, because Guardians are a lot more effective against Marines. However, in this situation, we do have a science vessel. We do have 2 science vessels actually now, but then again, our Terran is only on 1 base, and he's not going to be able to afford Guardians or Wraiths or that many science vessels to kill off all of the Guardians.
Oh, another nice irradiate going down there. I mean, now they're just like whip. Oh, wow.
Now they're just melting, and that's the thing, as a Zerg player, you gotta keep in mind that if there is a science vessel, you might want to cut down on building Mutalisk and instead just start building Scourge, and that's the problem. He has no Scourge to build. Yeah. He's not building any Scourge, and
it's not like he's gas deprived anyway. He's floating in 700 minerals right now.
Oh yeah,
700 gas. He's not minerals.
Oh yeah, and this is quite an interesting scout. I don't know why would he send his whole army here to... I
think he's scouting for like that far off 3rd base that we're used to seeing from Zergs, but I mean he now sees it with the science vessel.
Yeah.
But the other thing was like, why would he take it on his side of the map? It's kind of stupid.
And oh my god, his natural is gonna be denied.
Yep. That's not good.
That was
That's actually really nice, though. That's gonna be lost all of his Meatless, though. And he'll have enough for Radiate. Well, he'll be eventually to clean this up, but,
And that's the thing, if he had, like, 4 Scourge right now, he could have easily compensated for the damage that he have taken from this little Marine and Medic army. And last thing he wants to do right now, to be quite honest, is trying to push him any further, because he can lose all of his Lurkers to this...
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing the third being pushed on. You see, he's still not off Hive Tech yet, so not rushing for it. There is one Lurker here, which might have just been able to clean up that entire push.
Oh yeah, and if this Sunken's not going to hold, and but the thing about Zerg is that you can always produce units so fast, and 3-4 Zerglings could easily deal with this problem here.
Yep, and that's 3 or 4 Zerglings is what he got.
And because right now his Lurker's almost done, and he will.
Yeah,
if he's not gonna lose it. And I do have to say that Zerg is does have an advantage right now, because he is on 3 bases. Well, at least he have been mining from a 3rd base, and it looks like he managed to get at least 300 minerals off it, so that hatchery did pay off. And at the same time, he managed to deny Terran's expansion, which is really bad, because he doesn't have enough minerals, gas, to produce enough tanks to counter this kind of Lurker Ling thingy.
He's trying to go, he's just starting to get siege checked, but you have to keep in mind, though, even if he gets this natural expansion, which is coming up right now, he's going to be off of quote-unquote 2 bases for about a minute and a half. And then his main's going to be mined out. So, I mean, it's like he needs to take a 3rd life now.
And not only that, it's the fact that his Marines have only a +1 armor, not armor, but attack upgrade. Well, Zerg doesn't have any upgrades at all, but at this point, Terran usually has 1 attack and 2 armor, or like 2 and 2 upgrades for his infantry.
Yeah.
And the reason to that, the reason why his upgrades are not really up to the date that they should be, is because of the gas deficiency.
Yeah, and it's the complete opposite for games right here. He's floating in 1,000 gas. Like, I don't know why it's fully saturating that gas if he doesn't need it.
And look at the amount of Lurkers he has right now. He has at least 12 Lurkers, and he has more Lurkers than Lings, it seems like.
Yeah, he has a ton of Lurkers right now.
And it looks like he will be able to push this. If he does manage to get those Lings in before. Oh my God.
Oh,
that was not good.
Now we can see a lot of bloody Marines, I think.
And the thing about Lurker Ling is that if you have this many Lurkers, you don't even need Dark Swarm or anything. Yeah. You can just push your way in with the brute force of the splash damage that they do.
Yeah. And now the Marines are trying to close the distance here, but it's not going to be a cost-effective trade whatsoever.
And it looks like he might just try to...
Yeah, he's doing mineral line here. And once that worker line's done, I'm afraid for Madahino or Madino.
Yeah, Medina or whatever. And if I was him, to be quite honest, the army he's using to pick off whatever Lurkers are left in his natural expansion right now, he should have used to counterattack, because if you look at Game's natural expansion, he has only two Sunkens, which could have easily been picked off by that army, and therefore just pretty much decimating his whole main and natural expansion.
Yeah, and I mean, not to say that it's not completely oversaturated. He doesn't have good saturation on the natural, but he got 8. One Lurker got 8 kills. That must have been like at least like 6 SCV kills from that one Lurker to the mineral line. Kind of ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and there was more than one Lurker, I believe.
So yeah, so even more worker kills that are looking. But yeah, Games is looking in a pretty dominant situation. I mean, a bizarre mass a massive lurker army. But yeah, I mean, this would hard. I mean, the problem though is like Mahino is not kind of in between. Like I feel like SK Telecom style with like just biomech. Like
oh yeah,
I feel like he's in between that. Like doesn't have like a high enough tank numbers really to like say he's going biomech, but